Morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanama and these are the headlines of the hour. Minister Magar and former Secretary Thakur engage in blame game over the scrapping of Melamchi drinking water project. Silence of investigating authority questionable. The bill related to Information Technology Act tabled at the Parliament. The bill chars of curbing freedom of speech and expression if endorsed intact. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro announces the border with Brazil will be closed completely and absolutely until further notice as a row over foreign humanitarian aid continues. And Mahendranagar United to meet Kathmandu Goldens in the second qualifiers of the Thangadi Premier League, secure a thrilling one-run win against Rupan Delhi. We'll start with the latest national political updates. Following claims that Minister for Drinking Water and Sanitation Beena Magar had pressed the former secretary under her ministry Gajendra Kumar Thakur to recontract the Italian company CMC for Melamchi drinking water project, Thakur has further termed the minister's decision to transfer him to the office of Nepal Trust was influenced by the middlemen who are acting against the interests of the project. The minister on her behalf has alleged that the project came to a standstill due to the decisions made by the secretary himself. While the volley of accusations exchanged by the two had strongly hinted at under-the-table financial dealings, it is unknown if any investigation would be carried out. The Ministry of Drinking Water had tried to get the Italian contractor company CMC to resume the project after it had announced of scrapping the contract. However, after Minister Beena Magar's attempt to get the company back to the work failed, Secretary Thakur was transferred to Nepal Trust. Speaking to Kantipur television, Thakur had stated that the state could incur a loss of almost 7 billion rupees if CMC returned to the project. While Thakur has claimed the minister is attempting to bring CMC back to the project under the influence of middlemen, the minister has blamed the former secretary Thakur for the project's failure. Thakur has alleged the minister of her involvement in commission games during an attempt to bring CMC back to the project, while the minister has suggested the secretary was against CMC due to disagreements in commission allocated to him. Now, the bill related to the Act for Information Technology has now reached the House of Representatives. However, many provisions of the bill introduced to monitor and control the development of information technology, electronic archives and cybercrimes tend to restrict the freedom of speech and expression. Article 83 to 88 of the draft of the Umbrella Act, which is being introduced to replace the old acts related to electronic transactions and information technology, terms abuse of information technology as a criminal case. However, these provisions have raised speculations whether the state could impose greater control and restrictions on freedom of speech and expression. The act of harassing, denouncing and discouraging anyone has been defined as a criminal act. Between 500,000 rupees to 1.5 million rupees can be fined with a sentence between 1 to 5 years if an individual is proved guilty under these offences. Campaigners of the media sector are of the opinion that such provisions can lead to people in authority filing cases at will against sarcastic remarks against them made on social networking platforms and general media. Meanwhile, things cannot be spoken or shared that can damage national sovereignty, geographic integrity, national unity and communal harmony. While some are worried about such definitions impinging upon the freedom of expression as provisioned by the Constitution, government spokesperson Gokul Baskota has claimed that the bill is being introduced in line with the Constitution. The risks of misuse of these provisions are high when the state would want to impose excessive control or when those in authority would want to nag someone voicing against them. Despite the government's claim of basing the bill on the Constitution's Article 28 for right to privacy and Article 44 for consumers' rights, the bill has considered the works of disseminating information under the bracket of crime, and therefore adequate discussions are necessary to identify its long-term impact. Over 800 Nepalese students have been stranded as the Australian Institute of Business and Technology AIBT has been scrapped. Investigations are due regarding Nepalese students attending a college which has not even been registered. More than 800 Nepalese students were enrolled in the college, which was not even granted an affiliation for diploma in nursing. An accreditation is necessary from the Australian Nursing and Midwifery Accreditation Council to teach the course at any Australian institution. However, the future of the academics of the students enrolled at the college is now under uncertainty after the college was found to be operating the course without any accreditation. AIBT can file for an appeal to put on hold its scrapping procedures within 28 days. It will be AIBT's responsibility to find an alternative course for the students if the institution is decided to be scrapped following the appeal. While the students will have the opportunity to find alternative courses to study based on their qualifications, they will have to make the payments for the same. The Australian Embassy in Nepal has suggested the students seeking education opportunities in Australia to do adequate research regarding the courses, institutions, expenses and lifestyle before leaving Nepal to study in Australia. A no objection letter is required from the Ministry of Education for the students leaving Nepal to study abroad. However, it is a mystery how the Ministry of Education granted a no objection letter in this case. Questions have been raised on the role of education consultancies sending students to an institution which is not even accredited in Australia. The Nepalese Embassy in Australia has said that it has initiated efforts to help the stranded Nepalese students. While this incident has urged students to conduct adequate research on the courses and colleges where they pursue their education in a foreign land, it has also highlighted the significance of the government monitoring on the mushrooming educational consultancies that send students abroad, putting at risk the career and hard-earned money of the students. The video footage related to the corruption scandal of former CIA Commissioner Raj Narayan Pathak is now in the custody of the investigation team. Deputy leader of the ruling Nepal Communist Party's parliamentary party, Subhas Nemwang, handed the pen drive to the investigative squad of the anti-graft body. The CIA team had reached Nemwang's office in Singadarwar to collect the evidence yesterday. Nemwang had begun with procedures for the registration of an impeachment motion against Pathak after the former commissioner's corruption scandal came to the fore. The CIA moved ahead with its investigation as Pathak resigned from his designation before an impeachment motion was filed. Details surfaced regarding Pathak receiving bribe to settle the case filed at the CIA regarding irregularities in the infamous case of Nepal Engineering College of Changunar in Kantipur, where the college authority wanted to change the status of the college from community to private company despite strong opposition from the locals. The government has dismissed 5 government officials, including the vice chairperson of Social Welfare Council, alleging of financial irregularities. The government has dismissed the council's vice chairperson Nilamani Baral, treasurer Bir Bahadur Thagunna, member secretary Dilli Prasad Bhatta and member duo Kunjan Kumar Jha and Gokarna Bhatta. The Judicial Investigation Commission recommended actions against the tainted officials after finding irregularities regarding the renting of 8 ropanis of land in Brikuti Mandap for 25 years to Harit Krishi Sanstha without calling a tender and concealing irregularities at the NGO named NEWA. The Commission had also recommended actions against former Social Welfare Ministers Asha Koirala and Bikram Bahadur Thapa. Speaking at the press meet yesterday, government spokesperson Gokul Baskota said that the government would continue to launch actions against those abusing the authority. He also informed that the government had decided to forward the report of Investigation Commission to the Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority. The government is celebrating Chemical Fertilizers Free Agriculture Week. However, majority of the farmers are yet to be educated on the fatal effects of strong chemicals in their farms. In this context, we had asked the farmers at Kavre regarding what they think should be done to minimize the use of chemical fertilizers. Let's take a look at what they had to say. Public voice.
त्यसै अब औषधि निकाल्नु पर्यो भने पनि बिसादी नराखिन सरी
जैविक विषादीहरु चाहिँ उत्पादन गर्नुपर्छ
विषादीहरु नछरिकन किराले खाइसिया आलु आउँदैन अब हामीले दुख गरेर यहाँ यत्रो लगानी गरेर काम गर्यो परेपछि हामीले बेच्दाखेरि 8 रुपैयाँ 9 रुपैयाँ किलोमा बेच्नु पर्छ लसुनलाई त्यो सागले त बिखारी नछरिकन के खान पाउँदैन
घरमै अब गाईको गौतहरु अनि त्यस्तै विभिन्न झारपातहरु प्रयोग गर्न सके चाहिँ यो हामीले बजारमा पाउने यो विषादीले जति असर गर्छ त्यसको तुलनामा चाहिँ हाम्रो जैविक विषादीले चाहिँ हाम्रो खाद्यान्न र बालीमा चाहिँ सकारात्मक असर गरी अब त्यसमा हामीले उपभोग गर्दा पनि यो ज्यानको जोखिम चाहिँ न्यूनीकरण गर्न चाहिँ मद्दत हुन्छ।
And time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Janamat.
And the question is, why has a member of the Parliament's Public Accounts Committee itself raised objection over the validity of the committee? Your options are A, no impressive work, B, political influence, and C, outburst. Voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And with that, it's now time for the sports update.
Sports news.
Mahendranagar United has stormed into the qualifiers of the ongoing Thangari Premier League. In the second eliminator match played yesterday, Mahendranagar United registered a sensational one-run win over Rupandehi to set up eliminator clash against Kathmandu Goldens. Electing to bat first at Fapla ground, Mahendranagar posted 115 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. Skipper Sharad Veswakar top scored with an unbeaten 29 runs amid a dismal batting performance. Subramanyam Anand scored 20 runs while Mohammad Navid also chipped in with 18 runs to ensure that the inning crossed the 100 runs mark. Lalit Bhandari was the pick of the Rupandehi bowlers with 4 wickets. Puneet Mehra snared 3 wickets while Basanta Regmi picked up 2 wickets. In response, Rupandehi fell short by 1 run as they were restricted to 114 runs for the loss of 9 wickets. Rupandehi started the chase well as they looked well on course for victory at 52 runs for the loss of 1 wicket, but a flurry of wickets and a slow run rate cost them the match. Rupandehi needed only 5 runs of the last over, bowled by Avinash Bohra, who only conceded 3 runs to win the match. Babar Hayat and Pradeep Airi top scored for Rupandehi with 28 runs each. Binod Bhandari also chipped in with 23 runs but could not take his team home. The second qualifier match between Mahendranagar and Kathmandu takes place later today. Now, Chelsea and Arsenal have advanced to the pre-quarterfinals of the Europa League. In the match held last night, Chelsea blanked Malmo 3-0 to advance to the round of 16 with 5-1 aggregate win. And that's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur TV HD for more news and entertainment. Have a great day ahead.